Ananya Birla, I'm always happy to see you.
Hi
How are you
Rishi, how are you
doing?
doing?
Very
I'm
well.
good, how are you?
Excellent. Listen, this is you in a very sexy, sultry avatar. I'm not complaining, neither are your fans. I saw the cover art. Many congratulations. You're looking absolutely stunning. So before
Thank
we get
you.
into the music, let's get into that first. The look of it,
Yeah.
and the design, even the stills are kind of shot like a in a basement somewhere. I don't know if you wanted to convey that look, but talk to me about it.
So was the entire set basically it was like a box, and I was pretty much just the entire video shoot was done in that box. And yeah, it's that the entire idea was to show my frustration, to show that I'm stuck in this place, I'm feeling lost, I'm feeling claustrophobic, I don't know what to do and where to go. And that's basically pretty much what the video signifies, and hence at the end of the video you see the walls coming in, and it kind of, when you see the video you do get that sense, hopefully, that she's very lost and she doesn't quite know what to do with that emotion and that feeling. So I think what we wanted to show was how from the outside she's so glamorous and dressed up and has this pop star vibe, but then she's also feeling very lost and claustrophobic at the same time. And hence there's that huge difference between what I'm actually wearing versus where we've actually shot the video.
Yeah, and that's the classic dichotomy of the pop star life, isn't it? I mean,
It's a
everybody
dichotomy,
thinks,
yeah.
yeah, everybody thinks there's the cool life and it's the glamour life, but it comes with its own share of struggles, and you know that better than anybody else. But there are also two look changes in the video.
Yeah.
One is you in black and one is you in white. Was that to convey something in particular?
So we wanted to show summer and then winter. So summer was more the white look and a little bit of a happier vibe, and the dark one was a little bit more attitude, the winter vibe, and that's pretty much it. I think we just wanted to use black and white again, extremes, a dichotomy, and that's pretty much what we went with. And I'm personally very happy with how the music video has come. I think it's my best performance, if I'm allowed to say so. I really had to push myself to get out of my comfort zone. So in the music video, the stuff that you see that I'm doing in the box, none of it was choreographed at all. So he would just say, action and camera speed action, and I just had to get into that character and feel really lost. And how, as a character, I can't touch the other side of the wall because I don't have access to it, but I really want to touch it. And bringing that emotion to life was basically what my goal was. So it was really everything I was feeling from within that I had to, bring out. And I think the director Martin, he did a great job in directing me and guiding me through that.
And a big hurrah for diversity and inclusion. I know you, your mom, your family, you've always stood up for that at the workplace or
Always,
otherwise. A black man and a brown girl in a video. So that's a big
always.
fun for diversity and inclusion.
And he's a very handsome
Yes,
black man. Yeah, we're all about.
very tattooed, and very
Yes,
handsome.
yes, very tall, very handsome. Absolutely. We're all about equality, diversity, and when you, as the artist, when you get options, it was nothing to do with the color. I genuinely thought he was the most handsome, and he would be really good for the role. So for me, color didn't even come into my head. It's just later that we realized, oh, it shows diversity as well. But I would have chosen him regardless of what his color was. I just thought that he really fit the character, and he has incredible screen presence.
What is the gentleman's name? I mean, and is he an actor or a model or a combination of the two?
So he's a model, but he has done a couple of music videos in the past. It was just, we had just it was very the interaction we had was very, very limited, and it was just on set. But when I got into the edit studio and I saw our parts, it was really his screen presence really, I was very impressed.
Listen, I just did a bit of a look see on Martin, who directed this
Yeah.
video, and I was absolutely stunned to know that he's done a video for one of my all time favorite rock bands called Three Doors Down.
He's
And
done a
I was
video for
like,
3 Down. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
the Three Doors Down is a super band. So was it your idea, Maverick's idea? Do you already know Martin from before? How did getting the right director, just fall into place?
I think my manager Matt found Martin. I don't quite remember how. I think he had sent a couple of different options for directors who were interested. You send the song and then directors respond. So many said no, and a couple said yes, and Martin was one of them. And the thing about him was he didn't send just one concept note; he sent four concept notes, and that in itself showed me, wow, he's really passionate about it, and he likes the concepts and he likes the song, and he's when you have that fire within someone to do something like this, it comes across. And that's it. We like to work with really passionate, talented people. And Martin was, we connected. There was a vibe immediately when we zoomed. He could tell what I wanted. I could tell what he wanted. We were, bouncing ideas off each other just on Zoom in itself. So I think it was a great match, and I'm very grateful that I worked with him. It was really nice actually. He's a very nice guy.
Is this a set or is it home or where the video is filmed?
It's a small set. It's extreme. It's funny, but it's also cool how, because of what's going on, everyone has to be tested before, and only when you're negative, which everyone was, you can come in, and everyone has to wear masks, excepting me when I'm in that in those scenes, blah blah blah, social distancing. But the crew on set has gotten so limited because you can't have that many people. So Martin was not just directing, but he was on the lights, he was on production, he was doing everything. And the same way, the DOP was doing different things as well. So it's so interesting to see how people having to go out of just their specific job roles and actually assist other departments as well. And it was really beautiful to see that teamwork coming to life.
Let's get into the lyric of it now. Really strong, powerful lyrics. Of course, it's open to interpretation, and your fans and lovers of your music, like yourself, yours truly, we will have our own interpretations of it. But where did you come from when you were writing it?
I think in life we all feel lost sometimes. Personally, for me, when I moved to LA about a year ago, and that's where the song was kind of inspired from. Had made it to about 300 million streams in India. Now I had come with a global dream, and I literally packed my bags with my best friend who used to manage me in India, and we just shifted to LA one fine day. So we had a home, and it was just both of us. And then later we got a puppy, and we had this dream, but we didn't know anyone. We didn't know what we're gonna do. We didn't know, And then the pandemic hit, so it was just us in this house. And then of course, then Maverick came on, and all of that stuff happened. So in those early days, it was almost like I used to feel lost. I'm like, I just have this one dream. Am I really crazy? I don't know how I'm going to go about achieving all of these things. And that's why I was inspired. That's sort of where the inspiration came from. And eventually I came to realize that everyone is lost in life, no matter how successful you are, no matter where you come from, no matter if you're struggling or not, everyone has their own battles. And it's so important to accept that you're lost and be okay with it, and just chill out about it, because that's when you start finding your purpose and yourself. And that's what I've basically written about, that everybody's lost and just have to learn how to chill.
Lovely. You and me were birthday twins, so high five
Yes,
on
we
that.
are birthday twins.
So great
Cancerians.
philosophy. I completely agree on that one.
Thanks,
So
Rishi.
the music is such a departure from anything you've done, Ananya. I mean,
Yeah.
there's no electro pop. There's no
Yeah.
really how do I describe it? None of the shkabang that normally accompanies you. It's stripped down bare R&B,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
this is
totally.
almost like an homage to a lot of the roots that you and me kind of grew up on. The great artists, the great
Exactly.
songsters.
Yeah.
Talk to me about the sound of it.
So it's so cool you say that, because this is the sound that I want to go down. But I had to every artist not experiment is wrong, but every artist evolves and every artist changes. Like if you see Gaga, or you see Beyonce, anyone from the biggest artists to the ones who are a little bit smaller but still very successful, their sounds kind of keep changing until yesterday Matt told me that uh, Gaga was actually almost just the transition, how every artist transitions, and that's okay. So I love the pop sound as well, and I started very mainstream EDM, which moved more into the pop space with Let There Be Love. The EP had a little bit of soul as well, but this is the sound that I've always wanted, and I think this is where I belong, and I think this is what I'm gonna be sticking to.
Nice. You want to talk about arrangement, production? People who helped you, who collaborated with you on that.
Yeah, so there's this Australian writer. Her name is Alex Hosking. She's a great friend as well. She's super, super talented, great songwriter. She sings now as well, but very, very good songwriter. And we get along very well. It's really important to be in studio with writers who you get along with, because you want to write a song that resonates with you, and hence you have to be completely honest with the person. So let's say I want to write about a breakup, for example. It can be a very vulnerable feeling, so I need to be very comfortable with my songwriter to say, hey, this is what I want to write about. These are the instances that I actually want to talk about. So just to open up to someone and say, hey, I want to write a song about how I feel so lost, that in itself can be a very vulnerable feeling. And Alex and I have that chemistry going, and she gets me, I get her. So I co-wrote the song with her. It was in Tarzana, which is in LA itself. The vocal producer for the song is Tech. Um, and the producer, he goes by the name Black Summer. He's a 17-year-old boy, again, from Australia.
Wow.
Super, super talented. His stuff is more grime, which is also super cool. He was playing a couple of beats when I was in studio, and I think everybody's lost the bass. The structure of it was probably the third or fourth he played, and for some reason I was like, this is the track. Like, I want to start building on this track. And then we started working on the lyrics, the top line, and then of course the production. We had take it next level with all the pauses in between that really add a lot of that. So having pauses in that song for some reason is something I always wanted, because it signifies one I love the way it sounds, because it stops and then it starts again. It's just sonically, but it signifies to me how when you're lost, everything is kind of blank and then you get back in it. So I had told Black Summer just initially itself that I want to put pauses in this song, and he was able to do that. So it's just been an amazing collaboration, really.
Yeah, I like that pattern of thinking, because normally
Yeah,
what happens with a lot of artists is they want to fill it up, they want to put more sound in, more effects
yeah,
in, just crowd the entire audio of it. And you're
yeah,
right. I mean, this one just flows, almost
yeah.
meditatively, and it's got the right stops and starts. And silence, the beauty of silence just cannot be overemphasized. It's just so fabulous.
Absolutely. Thank you,
Okay,
Rishi.
I remember it was pretty early in the lockdown days when we last spoke, and we premiered "Let There Be Love." And I'd asked you, saying, hey, why isn't there a video? And you said, justifiably. So you said, how am I going to go out and shoot right
Yeah,
now? I'm putting out a lyric video, but we will try and do something later. And I find that there's an interesting "Let There Be Love" remix video, and features
yeah,
King and Rahul Satu, and you've done a bit of a Hindustani English kind of mix. It's
yeah.
quite interesting, and even the video. You're in the streets. They're on. He's on a rooftop. So talk me through the "Let There Be Love" video.
So the Let There Be Love video, I absolutely loved working with King. He is super talented, and I know he's got a very bright future ahead of him. The entire song, so I took actually 3 days to record that song, even though I had probably what, 8 or 9 Hindi lines, just because I didn't want to get it wrong at all. It's a completely different ballgame singing in Hindi. I speak Hindi at home, but when you sing in Hindi, the pronunciations change. So whether it's singing phir and not fir,
Yeah.
so really getting, so I had my mom actually in studio with me, correcting me through it all, and I was very, very, very paranoid and anal about it. I really wanted to get it right. I didn't want to ever be disrespectful to our language. It's such a beautiful language. So it was the actually recording the song was took longer than the video. The
Wow.
video pretty much happened in 4 days. We shot. I shot it here. King shot it back in Bombay. He sent his footage here, and then in the next 2 days we were in edit studio, and I had to finish editing by that evening for the song to get for the video to turn into YouTube. So it was very fast turnover, and I think when everybody's lost, when people hear and watch Everybody's Lost, And when they remember Let There Be Love remix video, I think you'll be able to see the two parts of me as an artist. One is the more chilled out street vibe, and one is the more glammed up, uh, yeah, pop star vibe. And I think I got very lucky that I was able to showcase these two sides of me back to back, so that people can see that this is who she is as a you. Why don't you? It's always a really nice thing when you're able to showcase who you are as an artist. And I think Let There Be Love remix allowed me to do that.
And also, the song has a life of its own. I mean, you've done some other interesting stuff with it, which is what you should do. I mean,
Yeah.
a track should live on forever, and the best way to do that is to do your own variations of it, depending
Totally.
on the different sides of you as an artist. It's almost as though it's a performance in your kitchen. So beautiful. Let There Be Love's acoustic version.
Yeah.
Very bare, very minimal. You had a couple of backing vocalists, just one acoustic guitar player. So tell me about the acoustic version. For all of you who haven't seen it, it's online. You go to Ananya's YouTube channel, or just search for Ananya Birla on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and it'll pop up on the timeline somewhere. So talk me through that acoustic performance.
Thank you, Rishi. I appreciate that. Yeah, so the acoustic performance was done in my kitchen right here. Every part of this house has been used for something or the other because during lockdown we couldn't get out. There was a guitarist and there was a cajon player, and I had two backing vocalists. Again, all of them super talented. It just happened to be that all of them were women. And it was literally us rehearsing and then sitting on the kitchen counter and singing. It was literally how it happened. I didn't go into a studio to record that and then shoot this as a music video. It was completely live. So it was legitimately a live performance. I was singing into the mic, which was connected right into the camera, and the entire thing was acoustic live. So it wasn't like, typically sometimes what happens is you go in a studio and you record an acoustic performance and then you do something like this as a video
Yeah.
and you put it together. But that's not what we did. So it may not be super polished, but the point of a live acoustic is for it to not be polished and for it to be absolutely human. And I think that's what we were able to achieve. We didn't want it to be super polished. We wanted it to have that real look that when you see me live in a very chilled out vibe, this is how it's gonna look. And um, yeah, I personally really enjoyed those performances. Yeah, it was
Yeah,
fun.
really nice. And there's a delightful dance video. I have to say, the guy in the Spider-Man suit is
Spider Man,
absolutely lit. It's so dope
he's
what
awesome.
he's doing. So was that just, stuff that you got off your timeline? People who sent in videos, it couldn't all be choreographed and curated. Such a difficult thing to do. Tell me about the official dance video.
So the official dance video honestly has completely been done by Akshita. So all credit
Beautiful.
to her. The idea that we had as a team was to showcase dance and how dance brings people together, and showing that anyone can dance if they want to dance, and that's what we did. So some people, just popped up on the feed. Some of them had made these videos before. Some we reached out to, and again, we wanted to show diversity, we wanted to show love, and we wanted to show another art form which is really close to music, which is pretty much dance, because you dance to music. And it didn't get tons and millions of views like the music video that I was in got, but it still got quality views from people who actually appreciate dance, because there was like Bharatnatyam, there was hip hop, there was all, if you've seen the video. So
Yeah.
it was a very authentic dance video, and those dancers are actually very, very talented dancers. Even the Spider-Man, he's in a suit, in a Spider-Man costume, and there's this one guy walking behind him because that's how he always does his videos. But if you just look at him dancing, he's actually a really good dancer. So we were lucky that people agreed to be on that, and that people who genuinely enjoy dance were able to enjoy the video.
Yeah, there's some really cool moves being busted there. So you got to go check it out. I was just, before this interview started, and I was up, having a coffee, saying, I've interviewed Ananya a few times. What is it that I've never asked her? And I realized that, and it's such a pity that we've never talked about Unstoppable. I mean, even though it's been out for a year plus, and it's
Oh, we
such a
haven't?
powerful statement,
Yeah.
and the fact that you got all these powerful women, including your mother, to be in that video, and I was so pleasantly surprised to see co-artists, in the sense, colleagues in the space.
Yeah.
whether
Totally.
it's Sukriti Kakkad, singers themselves coming out
Yeah.
and singing, Kanika, for example, all of them featuring in that video. So Unstoppable must be a really special one on your CV, on your career graph.
Unstoppable is a super, super special song for me and music video. I wrote the song for my mom, and hence she had to be in the video. And I thought it would take a lot of convincing, but she was very kind and she did it pretty easily. All my friends in that video was so kind. They took the time out. They actually came. That time there was no COVID, so we actually shot it together. Everyone was on set. And yeah, like you said, all my co-stars. So Sukriti was in it, like you said. Kanika was in it, and we're all, I don't see them as competitors. We're all just, doing what we love to do. And they're really good friends, and it was really nice of them to step up and say, yeah, we want to be part of this video because it stands for something, and it stands for all of us being unstoppable and being even more unstoppable when we're together. um, so it was really nice. They didn't think of it as who has more screen time, or like, oh, she's a competitor, so we don't want to be in this video. Nothing. It was so chilled out. They're really good people, very inspiring women, amazing friends, really good people. And yeah, that video will always be very, very special.
And
Yeah, it's
I've
funny we
always,
haven't. Yeah,
yeah,
I
I'm
didn't. I didn't
always,
realize we haven't.
yeah, I'm always so respectful of sports people, because
Right.
of what they achieve and what they put themselves through, is for themselves and for the country. And the fact that you had Mary Com and Aparna Popat in there, I thought was
Yeah,
really special, and that must
it
have
was
been,
amazing.
yeah.
So Mary Ma'am she's just a gem of a human being. I mean, just getting advice from her on various different things was amazing. Aparna Popat is I've always looked up to her, and I used to play badminton sometimes at Bombay Gymkhana, and I saw her there a couple of times and we spoke. So that's how I met her. Sanya and I know each other for a while, and she actually flew down for the video.
Wow.
So you just land up meeting like-minded people on your own journey, and yeah, having sports people really. I think sometimes, for example, Aparna, I don't think she gets as much credit as she should be getting.
So
She's been world number one, I don't even know, like 9 or 10 times. And so I wanted to showcase that as well, that you don't only have to be a woman in entertainment to be able to get that sort of credit for what you do. Sport and representing your country or your city or your town in sport is amazing, challenging, and it really brings people together. Anything that brings people together with love inspires me, and sport does that. And all these women are brilliant sports people.
and the Ananya Birla Foundation, how's that going? Have you been able to concentrate on it despite all the music happening in your life?
No, absolutely. Ananiba Foundation is something that's very, very close to all our hearts. We're working on, we have in fact a guitar mentorship program currently going on. So people are sending in videos as to why they would want a guitar. So it's a free of cost guitar that goes out, and then we provide lessons as well. So that's, one thing one kind of project that we're working on right now. A long-term project is mental health in rural India. So really trying to understand the mindset of where mental health and the understanding of mental health stands in rural India. So I'm not using, cross pollinating with our clients from Swatantra, because that's what rural India really is. And we're in what, 70,000 villages. And, trying to get really amazing professionals who are really passionate about this cause, from some really amazing schools, universities, to carry out these research projects so that we can provide the right help and support.
Lovely. Listen, conversations with you are amazing. I'm just so excited by this new direction that you're taking with everybody's
Thanks,
lost,
Rishi. Thank
everything's
you so
lost,
much.
and I'm really positive that this will not just help you grow as an artist, but as a person, and can already see that. So wonderful. Yeah. Have yourself a lovely evening up ahead, your time, and see you soon,
Thank you
Ananya.
so much.
Yeah,
Thank you. Have a good day. It's morning there, right?
it's absolutely early morning.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Have a great, great day. Thanks, Rishi. Thank you as always.
Bye, Ananya.
Take care. Bye.